welcome to Sew Pretty Kitty. This is my vlog where I talk about all the things I love about sewing, and the eagle-eyed among you will notice that I am in a different location today. I am relaxing in my boudoir, mainly because one of the destruction team that I live with pulled the curtains down in the kitchen. And this was the day after one of the others pulled the curtains down in their bedroom. Don't ask me how they managed to do it. I am literally like, what's the point? I have all these nice things. I'm trying to keep the house going and they just destroy. But yeah, so I am in my bedroom. I do apologise. The sun was streaming through the window in the kitchen. There was no way you were going to get to see anything. This way you might have trouble hearing because we live on a really busy main road. So I do apologise for the amount of traffic going by. But let's get muddling through this thing and show you what I bought at the Handmade Festival. So I went up to Hampton Court Palace with my friend Tash, and we drove and had the most amazing day up at Hampton Court, kind of under the illusion that we might see some of Henry VIII's palace, but it's not like that. It's all behind like a walled garden. We did see some of the deer as we were driving in. But the festival itself takes place in a large sort of grassy area outside of the actual palace, I believe. And we just really had the most marvellous day. We had a glass of Prosecco, had a lovely lunch. We wandered around. We spoke to Tilly of Tilly and the Buttons. We saw Kirsty Allsop from a distance, but were too scared to go over and say hello. Yeah, and they just had the most amazing stall holders, lots of crafty sewing and other type of craft goodness. So amongst other things, my haul did involve a fair amount of heat transfer vinyl, which I'm not going to show you here today because you come here for all the stitchy stuff. But I did get myself 5 rolls of really nice glittery heat transfer vinyl. So sewing wise, I picked up a few things. I went for quality rather than quantity. Tash was laughing because it took me a long time to spend any money. I really like to scope these things out when I go. So I will go have a good wander around at least once and see everything that's there, and then have a bit of lunch and a sit down and a mull over all the things I've seen, and then I will go back and purchase. So obviously the downside to having that kind of strategy is you might forget where you've seen something. And I have actually forgotten where I bought the fabric from, so I can't tell you guys, but it was only one piece of fabric anyway. So yeah, what I did buy is down here on the floor, which is why I keep looking in that direction. So let me just stop waffling and get on and show you. So one of the first things I bought was a gadget. I love a sewing gadget. If there's a gadget to be had, I've got it. One of my favourite ever gadgets is one of those lipstick needle holders for hand sewing. I just love it. And then when I saw this gadget at the Handmade Festival, I couldn't turn down the opportunity to add another one to my collection, even though you could say it's a little bit of a frivolous silly kind of a purchase, but I think it's really useful. So I will show you, keep you in suspense any longer. So this thing up here is what I'm talking about. This is a little stalk magnet which holds your needle when you're doing your embroidery. So yeah, probably don't need one, to be fair. You can just stick it in there. It's got a magnet on the back, so you can see, and so it just keeps your needle safe, saves it from sort of like disappearing off the thread or getting lost or tangled up or stabbing someone. So yeah, that was a £10 purchase, I think £9.95. But I just thought I have to have that. It's just so cute. So that was the first thing I bought. Second thing I bought was labels. So you guys probably have seen these before. They are by Kylie and the Machine, and she does all sorts of different types of labels, but these ones I liked because they say your mama made it. So you know, I like to make things for my kids, and I just thought, oh look, can you see, your mama made it. My finger out the way. And you could put these, I'm thinking, in the back of pyjama bottoms or leggings so that the kids know which is the back and which is the front. So it's one of those things that happens when you make kids clothes that you don't think about. Same with sweatshirts. My son is always putting them on back to front because he doesn't realise that the seam on the neckband means that's the back. So yeah, I got some of these which were $5.50 for a packet of 8. And she does all sorts of different ones, but I like those ones the best. And then I bought from the same stall, and I'll pop the details down below, this really cute pin. So again, it's a stalk scissor pin. And I really like the sewing pins that everyone's wearing, that say Sewist, and Pink Coat Club does a lot of these sort of pins. But I wanted something that was a little bit more subtle, that didn't sort of scream I sew my own clothes, but more as a little subtle hint. So that if I did bump into anyone one day and they saw my little scissor pin, they might think to themselves, I know what that is. Yeah, and it doesn't sort of scream I make my own clothes. It's kind of a little bit more sort of subtle. So have I said that enough now? Yeah. My plans for the autumn winter are to make myself a nice new coat. Hopefully, fingers crossed I get round to it. And that pin is going to look lovely on a handmade coat. So that was my thinking behind that purchase. And I think I paid about £8 for that pin. So that was it for things. Then I bought a pattern. So this pattern is the Skye Tweed Wrap. And Cool Crafting are always at these shows. And I always admire their tweed wraps. But I've always thought to myself, oh, they're really easy, you know. They look like 2 rectangles of fabric joined together, which is essentially what they are. But I've never gotten around to making it. And I thought, well, maybe I will make it if I buy the pattern and the instructions. And I have. And I can't show you today because it's a present for someone special in my life. But as soon as it's finished, because I'm still waiting for the buttons to arrive, I will show you guys my Tweed Skye Wrap, and just kind of thinking I might make myself one now because they're really straightforward and easy to do and don't take much time. So yeah, that was a good purchase because I've used it already. And then I only bought 1 piece of fabric, guys. 1. Can you believe me? Honestly, I even did an overtime shift at work so that I'd have more cash in my pocket so that I could just, you know, take it, I want my fabric. But yeah, no, I didn't buy any more. I just bought 1 piece, and it's not even for me. This piece of fabric is for the dandelion dungaree pattern from Sew Over It that I talked about in my last vlog, and it's got rabbits. I'm having a bit of a rabbit obsession at the moment, and you'll see why in a minute. But I just thought that was the cutest fleece back jersey that I'd seen for a while, and the rabbits have got glasses on, and it's a lovely sort of mint green colour with teal, and I thought that's quite unisex, quite neutral, and ½ metre is all you need for those dandelion dungarees for a newborn baby. So I think it was £6 for ½ metre. So I snapped that up, and then I didn't buy myself anything else. Can you believe it? I was so like restrained, but I really had the best day. It didn't matter that I didn't spend like hundreds of pounds. It was just a lovely, lovely day. So the other things I want to talk to you about are what I've been making, and I have been making the Luna Lapin rabbit that I talked about in my last vlog. This little rabbit is so cute, so let me show you. So, Luna Lapin is also, I'm not sure whether or not the lady who wrote the book runs Cool Crafting or whether they just do a lot of Luna Lapin things. I think they must be associated in some way because the website for Cool Crafting has got loads of Luna Lapin stuff on it. So if you like this and you haven't got the book, you can go along and have a look on the Cool Crafting website. I think they do kits on there. Anyway, so this is Luna. Here she is. She's got grey cotton with teal spots that I had in my stash. Brilliant for busting your stash, these sorts of things, because they don't take up much fabric, so you can use small pieces. So I had a little bit of that, and I thought that was quite a sort of neutral colourway as well. The buttons on the arms, I know you should not put buttons on babies' toys. I'm absolutely fully aware of that. But I think these will be less like toys and more like sort of heirloom decoration pieces. So not necessarily to be played with as a baby. So therefore, I went ahead and put the button eyes and the button joins on, which means that the arms can move around. I did also use extremely strong thread that I doubled, and I sewed them on over and over and over and over and over and over, and then I did a little bit more just to make sure that they are absolutely not going to come off. So she's got little brown eyes and a brown nose and a pom-pom tail. So all she needs now are some clothes. And my idea is to make 2 of these rabbits for the 2 babies. Oh, motorbike. Sorry. I'm going to make 2 of these rabbits for the 2 babies that are coming, and they're going to wear duffle coats. So I figured that once I know the sex of the babies, I can then go ahead and make the rabbit either a dress or a pair of trousers or whatever to go underneath. But in the meantime, so that they're not naked, I would make duffle coats. And I've got some of this red wool coating left over from a cape that I made years ago, actually, for my eldest, and now my middle daughter is wearing it, and it's this lovely red colour. So I thought red duffel coats for both the bunnies would look really nice. Yeah, maybe I'll put the I've got some navy now as well. I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. So coats coming next. And then the other thing I've done is I have repurposed an old jumper. So my grandmother-in-law, so my husband's granny, had a 100% merino wool sweater that was a Cynthia Rowley designer jumper that accidentally ended up in the washing machine and ended up coming in our direction because it was literally like this big after it had been shrunk and felted. And it didn't really fit the girls, and because the wool had gone sort of felty, it wasn't really very comfortable. So I've chopped it up and made it into Luna pieces, ready to make my next rabbit. So I'm doing a bit of recycling. So that's Luna. And then I got home from the Handmade Festival, and because I'd only found 1 piece of fabric to make the dandelion dungarees with, I went online to have a look for some more. And usually if I am interested in buying children's sort of novelty print jersey, or, you know, like beautiful soft French terry for kids, I always go on Luby-Doo Fabrics website first, because I just really like her stuff. She's got a lovely collection. And I picked up for £6, because it's again half a metre, this super lovely soft polar bear fleece back jersey, and it's got teal trees and mustard and just a really nice neutral print for a newborn baby. I just really loved that when I saw that. So I think it'll be super warm as well for winter. I bought half a metre of that, and then I was just looking around like you do, and she happened to have a sale on, and I was like, oh, that's really good. That was a bit of a bargain. So I bought myself some jersey. Or is it French terry? No, it's French terry, this one. And it's leopard print. It's really pale grey leopard print, this one. And I think it was in the sale. I think I paid about £13 for 1.5 metres, which is awesome value. So yeah, it's really gorgeous pale grey, and I was thinking probably doesn't do much for me on camera, but I was thinking in the winter I really like those sort of icy tones like duck egg blues and pale greys. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to make with it yet. I got 1.5 metres to make sure I'd have enough to do perhaps a dress, maybe a wrap dress in that would look really cool. I'm thinking of that sort of workwear, or maybe just a storia or a toaster sweater or something just to wear with a grey pencil skirt. It was too good a bargain to pass up. So I kind of made up for my not buying so much at the Handmade Festival online. So yeah, that's it for today really, guys. Thanks very much for joining me. I'm sorry it's a bit of a weird and wonderful one with the road and the funny location and whatnot. The sun came out, like I said, and I just couldn't, with the sun shining across the camera, I couldn't get the fabrics to look any good for you. I hope the sound quality's okay. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked my video and subscribe so you can catch up with the next one. And I am going to be talking autumn plans because I've been looking on Pinterest for some nice outfit options, both for work and for sort of casual wear. So that will be my next thing to talk about. So thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.